Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Jennifer, and as always, I'm here with my amazing co-host, Elizabeth. How are you today, Elizabeth?
I'm doing great, thanks. I'm really excited about today's topic because it's something that everyone thinks about, our future plans and goals. Whether you're talking about what you want to do next weekend, your career aspirations, or even your long-term life goals, being able to discuss your future plans in English is incredibly useful.
Absolutely. Talking about the future is a big part of everyday conversation, whether it's casual chat with friends or more serious discussions in a job interview or a formal setting. Today, we're going to explore how to describe your future plans and goals in English, including useful phrases, sentence structures, and tips for making your plans sound clear and compelling.
Yes, and we'll also discuss different ways to express certainty or uncertainty about your plans, which is important because our future isn't always set in stone. Plus, later in the video, we'll have a call from one of our listeners who will share their future plans with us, and we'll give them some feedback on how to articulate their goals more effectively. But before we get started, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. And if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Your support really helps us continue creating content to help you improve your English.
So, let's dive in. Let's start with talking about short-term plans. These are things you're planning to do in the near future, like this weekend or next month. A common way to talk about short-term plans is by using the present continuous tense. For example, I'm going to the beach this weekend, or we're having dinner with friends tomorrow night.
That's right, Jennifer. Present continuous tense is great for talking about plans that are already arranged or scheduled. If you want to talk about something you intend to do but haven't arranged yet, you might use going to instead. For example, I'm going to start a new hobby next month, or we're going to visit our relatives soon.
Yes, and if your plans are still uncertain, you can use phrases like I might or I'm thinking about. For example, I might go hiking this weekend if the weather is nice, or I'm thinking about taking a trip to Spain next month. These phrases help you express your intentions without making a firm commitment.
That's a great point, Jennifer. It's important to know how to express different levels of certainty when talking about your plans. Now let's move on to talking about long-term plans and goals. These are things you're aiming to achieve in the future, like career goals, educational aspirations, or life goals. A common way to talk about these is by using phrases like I plan to, I hope to, or I intend to.
Exactly. For example, you might say, I plan to finish my degree by next year, or I hope to start my own business in the next few years. These phrases are great for expressing your long-term goals in a clear and positive way.
Yes, and if you're really determined to achieve something, you might use stronger language like I'm determined to or I'm committed to. For example, I'm determined to improve my English fluency, or I'm committed to saving money for a house.
That's a great way to show your dedication, Elizabeth. And if you want to talk about the steps you're taking to achieve your goals, you can use phrases like I'm working on or I'm in the process of. For example, I'm working on getting a promotion at work, or I'm in the process of applying to graduate schools.
Those are really useful phrases, Jennifer. They help you explain how you're actively moving toward your goals, which makes your plans sound more concrete and achievable. Another important aspect of talking about future plans is setting timelines for when you want to achieve your goals. You can use phrases like by next year, within the next 5 years, or in the near future.
Yes, setting a timeline gives your goals a sense of urgency and direction. For example, I plan to travel to Japan by next year, or I hope to buy a house within the next 5 years. It shows that you have a clear time frame in mind for achieving your goals.
Exactly. And if you're talking about a more flexible timeline, you can use phrases like someday or eventually. For example, I'd like to write a book someday, or I hope to retire by the beach eventually. These phrases are great for expressing long-term dreams that don't have a specific deadline.
That's a great tip, Elizabeth. Now, let's talk about how to express uncertainty when discussing your future plans. Sometimes, our plans aren't fully decided, or we're still exploring our options. In these cases, you can use phrases like, I'm not sure yet, I'm considering, or I'm weighing my options. For example, I'm not sure yet where I want to live, but I'm considering moving to a bigger city, or I'm weighing my options for graduate school.
Those phrases are perfect for expressing uncertainty while still showing that you're thinking about your future. You can also use maybe or perhaps to indicate that something is a possibility but not certain. For example, maybe I'll start my own business, or perhaps I'll take a year off to travel after graduation.
Yes, those are great ways to keep the conversation open without committing to anything too soon. And if you're talking about future plans that depend on certain conditions, you can use if clauses, like if everything goes well, or if I get the job. For example, if everything goes well, I'll graduate next year, or if I get the job, I'll move to New York.
That's a great way to express conditional plans, Jennifer. Shows that you have a plan, but you're aware that it might depend on certain factors. Now, let's discuss how to talk about changes in your plans or goals. Sometimes our plans don't work out the way we expected, and we need to adjust our goals. You can use phrases like I've decided to, I've changed my mind about, or I'm rethinking.
Yes, for example, you might say, I've decided to change careers, or I've changed my mind about moving abroad. These phrases are useful for explaining why your plans have changed and what you're planning to do instead. It's also important to stay positive and focus on the new direction you're taking.
That's a great point, Jennifer. Staying positive and focusing on your new plans helps keep the conversation forward-looking and optimistic. Speaking of future plans, we have a caller today who wants to share their future goals and get some feedback. Let's take the call.
Hi there, you're on the air with Jennifer and Elizabeth. What's your name, and where are you calling from?
Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Elizabeth. My name is Sophia, and I'm calling from Toronto, Canada. I'd love to share my future plans with you and get some advice on how to talk about them more effectively.
We're so glad you called in. We'd love to hear about your future plans. Go ahead and tell us what you're working toward.
Sure. So, I'm currently working as a marketing coordinator, but I plan to advance to a managerial position within the next 2 years. I'm also working on getting certified in digital marketing to improve my skills. In the long term, I hope to start my own marketing agency someday, but I'm still figuring out the best way to achieve that.
That's fantastic, Sophia. You've done a great job of outlining both your short-term and long-term goals. You've used clear and specific language, which makes your plan sound very achievable. One suggestion I have is to add a bit more detail about the steps you're taking to reach your goals. For example, you could say, I'm currently taking online courses to get certified in digital marketing, and I'm also seeking mentorship from experienced professionals in the field.
Yes, that's a great suggestion, Jennifer. Adding those details shows that you're actively working toward your goals and makes your plan sound even more concrete. Sophia, how do you feel about your long-term goal of starting your own agency? Do you have a timeline in mind for when you'd like to achieve that?
I'm really passionate about it, but I'm not sure yet when I'll be ready to take that step. I'm considering doing it within the next 5 years, but it will depend on how much experience I gain in my current role and whether I feel confident enough to take the leap.
That's a great answer, Sophia. It's important to recognize that some goals take time and experience to achieve. You've done a good job of expressing your ambition while also being realistic about the timeline. One thing you could add is a statement about your commitment to learning and growth, like, I'm committed to gaining as much experience as possible and building a strong foundation before I start my own agency.
Yes, that's a wonderful addition, Jennifer. Sophia, you're doing an excellent job of describing your future plans. You're clear, focused, and have a strong sense of direction. With a few more details and expressions of your commitment, your description will be even stronger.
Thank you so much, Jennifer and Elizabeth. I really appreciate your feedback. I'll definitely work on adding more details and expressing my commitment more clearly.
You're very welcome, Sophia. You're already doing a fantastic job, and we're sure you'll achieve your goals. Keep up the great work, and thanks for calling in.
Yes, thank you, Sophia. We really enjoyed hearing about your plans. Take care and best of luck with your future endeavors.
Thanks, Jennifer and Elizabeth. Bye for now.
That was a great call from Sophia. She did an excellent job describing her future plans, and with a few additional details, her description will be even more compelling.
Absolutely. Sophia's call is a perfect example of how to talk about your future plans and goals in a way that's clear, focused, and motivating. The more specific and detailed you can be, the more confident you'll sound when discussing your future.
Definitely. And after a call like that, it's a great idea to reflect on your own goals and how you talk about them. Are you clear about what you want to achieve? Do you have a timeline in mind? Are you taking steps toward your goals? These are all important questions to consider.
That's a great point, Jennifer. It's also helpful to regularly review and update your goals as you make progress. Your goals might change over time, and that's okay. The important thing is to stay flexible and keep moving forward.
Yes, and another tip is to practice talking about your future plans in different settings. Whether it's in a job interview, a networking event, or just a casual conversation with friends, the more you practice, the more comfortable you'll become.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to dream big. It's important to have both short-term and long-term goals that challenge and inspire you. Talking about your plans can help you clarify your vision and motivate you to take action.
Absolutely, Elizabeth. And remember, the journey toward your goals is just as important as the destination. Celebrate your progress along the way and be proud of every step you take toward achieving your dreams.
That's such great advice, Jennifer. So, to recap, today we've covered how to describe your future plans and goals in English. We talked about using phrases like I plan to, I hope to, and I'm working on, as well as how to express certainty, uncertainty, and changes in your plans. We also discussed the importance of setting timelines and being specific about the steps you're taking toward your goals.
Yes, and we heard a great example from Sophia, who did a fantastic job describing her short-term and long-term goals. Remember, the key to talking about your future plans is to be clear, confident, and focused. The more you practice, the more natural it will become.
That's right, Jennifer. And don't forget to stay positive and open to new opportunities. Your future is full of possibilities, and talking about your goals is the first step toward making them a reality.
Thank you all for joining us today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We have plenty more content coming your way to help you improve your English and reach your language learning goals.
We'll see you in the next video. Keep dreaming big and happy learning.
Bye for now.